שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו. שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, אמן, סלה, אמן, סלה.
Shana Tova, a happy, healthy new year. I hope you all appreciated the beautiful sunny day that we arranged for you today and the incredibly smooth road on Walnut Lake that you came here for this new year. So just when you think about all the traffic problems, and they may occur again, remember how we complained all last winter about them not fixing the roads. So a little gratitude. We arranged it, no one out there working today. So we turn now on page 49 as we invite Dr. Jen Green to come forward to bless the holiday candles.
With the setting of this evening sun, united with Jews of every place and time, we proclaim a new year of hope. May the light of the divine shine forth to lead us, to show us the good we must do, the harmony we must create. Let the fire we kindle be for us a warming flame, whose brightness shows us the path of life. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kichanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel yom tov. Blessed is the eternal power that inspires us to kindle the light of Yom Tov. Blessed is the source of life. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehachianu v'kiyimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Blessed is the eternal power of the universe, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this season.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
We continue at the bottom of page 51. In the twilight of the vanishing year, we lift up our hearts in thanksgiving. We were sustained by love and kindness, comforted in times of sorrow, found happiness in our homes and gladness with our friends. We lift up our hearts in thanksgiving as the new year begins. But there were dreams that came to naught, and times when we refused to dream. These, with much regret, we now remember as the new year begins. Some of our days were dark with grief. Many a tear furrowed our cheeks. Alas, for the tender ties that were broken. We look back with sorrow as the new year begins. Yet we look ahead with hope, giving thanks for the daily miracle of renewal, for the promise of good to come. May this Rosh Hashanah, birthday of the world, be our day of rebirth into life and peace, serenity and safety as the new year begins. In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, there shall be a sacred assembly, a cessation from work, a day of commemoration proclaimed by the sound of the shofar.
ישראל הוא משפט לאלוהי הכל. משפט לאלוהי הכל.
May this new year, called 5775, bring to us and the whole house of Israel life and peace, joy and exaltation, redemption and comfort. May this new year bring us life and peace, joy and exaltation, redemption and comfort. Praise be the eternal God, ruler of the universe, whose word brings on the evening. Your will controls the stars as they travel through the sky.
Baruch atah Adonai, Amari v'aravim. Amen.
Unending is your love for your people, the house of Israel. Torah in mitzvot, laws and precepts have you taught us. Therefore, O God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and rejoice in your Torah and mitzvot forever.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Amen. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way and listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Listen to our God. Listen to our God. As you're seated, we continue on page 56. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue on page 57. All this we hold to be true and sure. You alone are our God, there is none else, and we are Israel, your people. You did wonders for us in the land of Egypt, miracles and marvels in the land of Pharaoh. When your children witnessed your power, they extolled you and gave you thanks. Freely they exclaimed you sovereign, and full of joy, Moses and Miriam and all Israel sang this song.
אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Now let us all come to say, the Eternal has redeemed Israel and all the oppressed. Blessed is the eternal God.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים לחיים. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Amen.
Cause us, O eternal God, to lie down in peace, and raise us up, O sovereign, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel, and for your name's sake, be our help. Blessed are you, O God, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all Israel, and over Jerusalem.
יתגדל ויקדש מרבה בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו Vitman vidnase, vitadar vitale vitala sheme de kudesha. Leela uleela min kol bichata veshirata. Tush bichata benechemata. Damiran bealma vimeru. Together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Chasadim tovim vekoneh hakol mezocher chastei avot veimahot umehevi geula livnei bneihem leman shemo
Lord, you are our God, even as you were the God of Abraham and Sarah, the God of our fathers and mothers, the God of all the ages of Israel. We recall their vision and pray for the strength to keep it alive. Help us, O God and shield, to keep their faith. Together, remember us unto life, O Sovereign who delights in life, and inscribe us in the book of life, O God of life.
Inscribe מושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה.
We opened the prayer with the sense of our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah being a part of our world. And as they were inscribed for life, we will sing those words over and over through the holidays with the prayer that we will be inscribed for life, a meaningful, a beautiful, a kind life. And we hope and pray that, as in the next prayer, it will be a life that will truly be filled with the relationships built with love. We read responsively, "Love is the thread that binds our lives in a lasting fabric, which time shall fray." Each generation will lift the fallen to their feet and hold them as they learn to walk. From ancient wells of truth, they will draw strength to keep faith with those who sleep in the dust.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, קדושים בכל יום ילוך הסלע. Please be seated.
Now in awe we behold the wonder of all being, an awesome pageant of shapes and forms, yet all akin, one family of life. We ask for insight to see its glory. A world released from sorrow to joy. The bowed head shall be raised, the bent back made straight. Those who drag their chains shall dance and sing. Oh, may violence give way to goodness, the land be cleansed of tyrants, and the prophet's words redeemed. Peace shall rule the earth.
קדוש אתה ונורא שמך. ואין אלוה מבלעדיך. ככתוב ויגבר pray silently through page 68 or with a prayer of your own choosing. Ratzon imrei fi, Yul ratzon imrei fi, Vegion libi lefanecha, Adonai tzuri vegoali. Of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be acceptable before you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. Say shalom b'romav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, ve'imeru.
We join together on Rosh Hashanah. Everyone brings with them the year that they have just experienced, with hopes for the year that is about to begin. But as we all know, the one thing that is constant is our prayer for health. We pray for those who are in need of healing, and we pray for the health of our families, of our friends, not only in continuing into the year, but to continue to strengthen those around them. And so we join together as we pray for healing for those who need a healing of body or a healing of spirit. And I pray that we remain healthy so that if we are strong, we can strengthen them. We sing the Misha Berach together.
May the source of strength, who bless the
Please rise. We read together on page 69 for Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice. Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned against you. Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and on our children. Avinu Malkeinu, make an end to sickness, war, and famine. Avinu Malkeinu, make an end to all oppression. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us for blessing in the book of life. Avinu Malkeinu, let the new year be a good year for us. Avinu Malkeinu, give strength to your people Israel. Avinu Malkeinu, be gracious and answer us, for we have little merit. Treat us generously and with kindness, and be our help.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol aleinu, ve'alol aleinu, ve'tapeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Kodveinu, B'Sefer Chaim Tovim. Avinu Malkeinu, Chodesh Aleinu, Chodesh Aleinu, Shana Tova. Avinu Avinu Malkeinu, Harem Keren, Yisrael Amecha, Shema Koleinu.
Good Yontif. Some of you may have attended our Shabbat Unplugged outdoor services this summer. It was a beautiful evening with a perfect forecast. The band was in good form and everyone was enjoying themselves until suddenly, unexpectedly, it began to drizzle. 1,500 Jews all ready to bolt for shelter. And I realized that I had to do something to keep them in their seats for two reasons. First, someone could have been trampled. And second, later in the service, we were honoring a couple who had donated an ambulance to the Magen David Adom in Israel with the opening of the Ark. So I cajoled the crowd back into their seats by reminding them that it really was, after all, just like Woodstock. That seemed to work until it began to mist again, at which point I announced, "Friends, the bad news is that I know you are all still getting a little wet out there. The good news is that, therefore, there will be no sermon." After the applause died down, I added, "I will, however, give you a 30-second synopsis of the sermon I was going to give. And here it is. With the situation in Israel, you are all feeling helpless. You want to do something, and you can. You may not be able to donate an ambulance," and I pointed to the one parked out in the driveway, "although if you are able, it is a wonderful thing. But you can, all of you, can go to jewishdetroit.org. There is a list of charities there that will directly support our brothers and sisters in Israel, including one that delivers pizza to the soldiers at the front lines." End of sermon, and let us say, Amen. That was it. So you can imagine my surprise when that weekend we received messages from 2 separate temple families informing us that they also had decided to donate ambulances to the Magen David Adom. 30 seconds, 2 ambulances. That has to be a record. Based on that amazing success rate, it is obvious that from now on, all of my sermons should only be half a minute long. Unfortunately for you, that policy will not be beginning this evening. But it was a chiddush for me, a new insight. You see, it became starkly apparent that the sermon was not really the words. There were so few of them, and they were not particularly eloquent. The true sermon, you see, was sitting out in that parking lot. It was that ambulance, and also the generosity in the hearts of the donors of that ambulance that spread miraculously from one congregant to the next. Don't give a sermon, I thought to myself. Be a sermon. This lesson became profoundly clear to me during the final editing of our new prayer book this summer. Every morning at 4 a.m., I would wake up in order to communicate with my designer in Israel, Yiftach, who of course was 7 hours ahead. But the nearer the book came to fruition, the more picayune became the communications. Move the comma from this word to that word, I would instruct, or the dot over the shin on page 47, line 6, has to shift 1 millimeter to the right. But as I was sending these missives to Yiftach regarding jots and tittles, commas and vowels, I was only too aware that his son Tomer was serving in the IDF in the Gaza Strip, literally running through heavy gunfire between the tanks that were under his command. And here I was, writing to Yiftach, his father, about dots on a piece of paper. And that was when I understood. I understood it as clearly as I have ever understood anything in my life. The dots were nothing. The commas were nothing. It was Tomer, whose prayer of courage was filling the world with righteousness, that was important. Don't just say a prayer, be a prayer. Which is not to say that words do not have a role in getting us to those authentic prayers within us. For instance, in response to the helplessness I felt, I penned a poem that some of you may have seen on social media and which made its way into the new prayer book. I am, after all, the editor. It reads, "If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, if I forget thee, David, Ben-Gurion, and Golda Meir, Theodore Herzl and the Second Aliyah, if I forget the 1948 and 1967, the Yom Kippur War and the Intifada, if I forget the JNF and Israel bonds, if I forget the courage and idealism, overcoming all odds and reviving the Jewish soul, if I forget the Tel Aviv and Beersheba, Talpiot and Rosh Hashanah, if I forget the bookseller and baker, IDF soldier and Israeli tour guide, if I forget thee, O Jerusalem, no, I will not forget. For if I do, my life will never be the same. You are my soul and the center of my Jewish heart. Thus may my right hand never wither, my love for Israel never falter. I remember you, O Jerusalem. You are ever before my eyes. Beautiful words, if I do say so myself. But if they do not cause us to act, to support our sacred homeland while she is under attack not only from Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, and ISIS, but also from the United Nations, the worldwide media, the BDS movement, and yes, I am ashamed to say from some self-hating Jews as well, then that prayer will just be a bracha levatela, a vain blessing. If you are still feeling helpless with regard to the situation in Israel, I have a prayer for you. Join Rabbi Loss and myself at the AIPAC Policy Conference in Washington, D.C., March 1st through 3rd. As Abraham Joshua Heschel stated when he marched with Martin Luther King on Shabbos, you will be praying with your feet as you walk the Hill, lobbying our congressmen and women on behalf of the Jewish state. If you will remember, in the midst of the war, despite all of the criticism of Israel's self-defense, the United States Congress allocated an additional $225 million to expand the Iron Dome missile defense system, saving countless, and I might add, Palestinian lives in the process. That is what AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, does. And so if you do join us, I promise you will feel helpless no longer. That, you might say, will be a political, Zionistic prayer. When our friends on the East Side were deluged with a flood this summer, a generous member of this congregation donated not an ambulance, but an ice cream truck for the clergy to bring down there for an afternoon. That was a sweet prayer. When Rabbi Bennett, along with a wonderful family in our congregation, spearheaded Project Healthy Communities, bringing food and nutrition education to those less fortunate, that was a nourishing prayer. And this spring, when we bring a Friday night prayer service downtown to the young Jews who live and work in the city of Detroit, well, that will be a cool, hip, groovy, urban prayer. In addition, this year we have decided to act upon this insight of the person being the prayer in a new and we hope exciting way. Traditionally, the afternoon mincha service on Yom Kippur is comprised of a liturgical recitation of our people's history, all 4,000 years of it. So this year, we have decided to express that history in a more personal way. We have asked several members of the congregation to share with us a story about a moment that changed their life. Sort of like the Moth Radio Hour, but with schmaltz. Then we invited some very talented musicians to share a piece of music that has been transformational in their lives as well. So, it will be a prayer service made up of the personal sharing of individuals. If you would like to join us, you can still obtain the required tickets by calling the temple office during the week, but do so quickly. From the response thus far, people seem to like the idea of the person being the prayer, and the prayer, the person. This idea of being the prayer, by the way, is not just a crazy Yedwab thing, although God knows you have all endured plenty of crazy Yedwab things through the years. No, it seems to be implicit within the tradition itself. This is Rosh Hashanah, the birthday of the world. So what is the most important theme of our creation story? That we human beings are created b'tselem Elohim, in the image of God. And if you will indulge me and go into those holders in front of the pews and take out the prayer book and turn it to page 76, you will find an amazing text. Like my 30-second sermon, it is very brief, but I believe worth at least 4 ambulances. On page 76, at the top of the page, please read it with me together. Everyone believes that one prays before God, but it is not so. Prayer itself is the essence of God. Prayer itself is the essence of God. You can put the books down now. And so, if we are made in God's image, then prayer is also the essence of who we are. The words in this book, as beautiful as they are not the prayers. They are not the prayers. They are only the passageway to the prayers, which were written in our souls by God, our Creator, at our birth, and are still being written every single day. That is what I believe we mean when we say that we are being inscribed in the book of life, Sefer HaChaim. Now, I should mention here that we will be dedicating our new beautiful Siddur at services this Friday night, and I do hope you will join us. Don't tell me you'll be all prayed out. That's not an excuse. But I must tell you that I am approaching this dedication in a new way. For with everything we have experienced this summer, I now recognize that more important than the dedication of any prayer book is dedicating ourselves to the actualization of the beautiful, profound, uplifting, spiritual, and courageous prayers that God has already placed within our souls. So in this new year, 5,775, as we enjoy a new prayer book, don't just read the prayers, be the prayer. And to that final prayer, we can all say, L'shana tova tikatevu, may you be inscribed for blessing in the book of life.
You, nor in the sky so bright, but in every moment surrounding you with a pure guiding light. Believe that I am near, trust me when I say that if you follow my commands, I won't be far away. Yourself and find I've been here right from the start. Within your mind, within your heart, I am near. I'm in every word and every loving thought, each brand new song. Don't search so far to find my love. I've been with you all been here right from the start. Within your mind, within your heart, I am near. Ki karov elecha hadavar me'od. Bificha vavcha lo soto. Reach for me, and I will show that I am near. Believe that I am near. Trust me when I say that if you follow my commands, I won't be far away. Look within yourself and find I've been here right from the start. Within your mind, within your heart, you'll see we're not so far apart. I am near. I am near. Believe me, I am near.
I don't know if any of you have been watching on television that series dealing with the homeless in our community. Have any of you seen it? The people standing by the sides of the street who are waiting for the money to be given to them, and the suggestion was carry bottles of water with you, carry something that you can give to them if you don't want to give money or do give money. One of the ways of accomplishing that same task is through Yad Ezra and their high holiday food appeal. Yad Ezra bags are available outside the front door to be filled with non-perishable kosher food to bring back on Yom Kippur. There'll be a truck waiting for our donation. This is something the entire community, every synagogue, every temple participates in together, and it's so important for them. Tomorrow, switch services, you know, because the same sermon will be given here and the same on Yom Kippur. Help us to keep your college students informed by making sure they have current college housing addresses for them. So make sure we know their phone numbers, email addresses. Also, we would like to keep your high school kids' addresses up to date with emails and cell phone numbers. Cards to fill out with that information for both are available on the table in the atrium. High school students, fill out your own information. And if you don't remember your kids' phone numbers because it's on redial, please go ahead and check that when the holiday is over. Within the beautiful new prayer books, there are cards that will enable us to dedicate those. Feel free to take those cards home with you. And it's so important. We have so many people in our congregation now who are physically unable to be with us in the sanctuary. And we have people in our congregation who are traveling all over the world. And if you know someone in that circumstance, let them know that our services are live streamed, all of these services, and they can certainly look for that in the future. We turn now to page 72 for the Aleinu. Please rise.
Let us adore the ever-living God. We render praise unto you, who spread out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is
Please be seated. We are on page 73. The light of life is a finite flame. Like a candle, life is kindled. It burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen. Yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. We remember those who've died in recent days in the period of Shloshim: Robert Altman, Hazel Archambault, Betty Leon Banner, Milton Barron, Chuck Bennett, Dr. Jason Bodson, Louise Bressler, Herbert Deitch, Ronald Davidoff, Jerry Engelberg, Ruth Felk, Harold Foreman, Gordy Gold, Julius Harwood, Martin Herman, Dorothy Schechter-Hoyt, Desmond Isaacs, Ruth Baker Jacobowitz, Alexander Karp, Imbal Kashtan, Toby Klasner, Rose Lufton, Betty Lewis, Hannah Linden, Esther Moroff, Jack Perlman, Joshua Rosansky, Gerda Rhodes, Jerry Robbins, Bella Sherman, Thelma Schuster, Marilyn Remini Zucker. And we remember those who died on Rosh Hashanah in years past: Jenny Blumrosen, Hyman Boyer, Regina Berdowski, Dr. Gary Allen Bernstein, Hattie Cohen, Sarah Ava Collins, Gerald Ginter, Celia Glavinsky, Samuel Grandin, Lucille Iddigson, Catherine Kirschenbaum, Annie Landsberg, Morris Mellon, Sophie Nemzen, Milton Pierce, Maurice Polinsky, Joseph Portney, Lawrence Reich, Diane Reed, Dr. Jeffrey David Roshan, Anita Rose, Herbert Rosen, Diana Rosenall, Anna Rothenberg, Dr. Benjamin Sherbin, Mitchell Sherman, Glilka Silberberg, Irma Somlio, Rose Sorokin, Phyllis Spector, Helen Tobias, Lillian Walters, Ava Weiner, Esther Wolf, and Pearl Walnes. Tehei Nishmotehem Soror Bisra Chaim. May their souls be bound up in the bond of everlasting life and memory. We rise now as we turn to the Mourner's Kaddish on page 73. Yid Gadal V'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabbah Ve'alma Divra Cherute V'Yamlich Malchute B'chaye Chon U'Vyomei Chon U'Chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael B'Agala U'Vizman Kari V'Yamru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Leolam Omei Omaya Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitpa'ar V'Yidromam V'Yitnaseh V'Yitadar V'Yitaleh V'Yitalal Shemei Dekudsha B'Rihu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tush B'chata V'Nechemata Damiran Be'alma V'Imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'Chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'Mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'Imru Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved among us. Amen.
We conclude our service on page 75 with Adon Olam.
Adon Olam, Hashem Allah, B'terem kol Yitzir Nira, Le'en Nasa, B'ches Okol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra, Be'acharei Kiklot HaKol, Levado Limloch Nora, Ve'hu Haya kol beter kol yitzir nivra le'enasa b'cheso kol azai melech shemo nidra.
As we go forth from the sanctuary on this evening, we recognize that the high holy days begin this evening. It is an opportunity for us to look at our lives, to consider who we are and what we value. And as we stand by those we love, to thank God for the blessing of their relationship with us, with the prayer that in the year ahead, as we look during this period of 10 days at our own lives, that in the year ahead, our lives will be a blessing to those who need us, to those who love us, to those we truly care about. Shana Tova, a happy and a healthy new year.